Hello students. Today in this session we are going to start with chapter 8 of class 12th biology. The name of the chapter is Human Health and Disease. So let us begin. So students, in this chapter we will cover the following topics. First topic is common diseases in humans. Second topic is about immunity. Then we will study about cancer and finally about drugs and alcohol abuse. In this particular session, we will start with understanding what human health is. So let us begin. The name of our chapter is Human Health and Diseases. So what do you understand by human health? Health could be defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. So, good health may be considered that state of human body when all its organs are functioning properly. Early Greeks like Hippocrates and Indian Ayurveda system of medicine defined health as a state of body and mind where there is a balance of certain humors. During that time, it was also thought that person with black bile belonged to hot personalities and would have fevers. William Harvey, with his scientific explanation, disapproved the above and using his experimental method demonstrated that persons with black bile have normal body temperature. Hence, this hypothesis of health based on good humors is not true. William Harvey's discovery of blood circulation helped break many myths about human body. As more and more was known about human body and various body system, it became clear that mind influences our immune system, maintains our health through neural system and endocrine system. Now let us see what affect health. These are the three factors that affect health. The first one is health is affected by genetic disorders. It refers to the disorders or deficiencies with which a child is born. The second factor is infections that a person gets from its surroundings. And the third one is lifestyle, including the kind of food, whether the child is taking balanced, oily, healthy, or junk food, etc., and water a person takes. It also includes a number of other factors like rest, sleep, stress, exercise, and habits that directly influence the health. Now, let us see the importance of maintaining good health. The term health is frequently used by everybody. Health does not simply mean absence of disease or physical fitness. So, what are the importance of maintaining good health? These are the important things. Let us see them one by one. First one is it increases the efficiency of a person. It increases the efficiency of a person to do more work. Next, it increases the productivity. If a person works efficiently in his organization, obviously the productivity of the organization will increase. Now, if the productivity of an organization will increase, then it will obviously lead to economic prosperity. Next importance, if a person works efficiently and gives good output, prosperity brings economic prosperity. Then he will live a happy and a long life. So, it increases the longevity of a person as well. And finally, it reduces the infant and maternal mortality rate. So students, these are all the importance of maintaining a good health. Let us see them one by one again. The first one is it increases the efficiency. Second, it increases the productivity. Third, it increases economic prosperity. Then it increases the longevity, and Finally, it reduces the infant and maternal mortality rate. So we saw the importance of having good health. Now let us see how to maintain good health. So students, the first point is that we must all eat balanced diet to be healthy. So what is a balanced diet? A balanced diet is that contains different types of food in the right quantity and proportion. So a balanced diet is very important to provide energy for daily needs and growth, development and maintenance of the body. The second point is personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is one of the most effective way to protect oneself and others from illness. It includes personal cleanliness and maintenance of cleanliness of the surroundings. The person should be careful to wash hands before eating and take care of one's nails, hair, teeth, eyes and general body hygiene. The third point is regular exercise. Regular exercise is necessary to keep the body and mind fit. Exercise may vary with age, physical condition and nature of work, but is nevertheless essential to keep the body in good shape. Yoga has been practiced to achieve physical and mental health. Next point is good sound sleep. Regular sleep is essential to revitalize the body after work. It may depend on age, health and nature of work. And the last point is awareness about diseases and their effect on different body functions, vaccination against infectious diseases, proper disposal of waste, control of vectors and maintenance of hygienic food and water resources are necessary to achieve good health. A healthy body should be free from disease. So what do you mean by disease? When the functioning of one or more organs or systems of the body is adversely affected or is characterized by various signs and symptoms, then we can say that we are not healthy, which means we have a disease. Now, here you can note certain points. The first point to be noted here is that whenever there is a disease, one or more organs or system of the body is affected. So, any organ or any organ system of your body will be affected, then you have a disease. Second, there are various characteristics. There are various signs and symptoms. Various signs and symptoms are shown like fever, headache, nausea, pain in certain parts of your body, vomiting, etc. when you have a disease. So, whenever you get the symptoms, you get to know that you are not healthy and have a disease. Now let us see the types of diseases. Diseases can be broadly grouped into infectious and non-infectious. Diseases which are easily transmitted from one person to another are called infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are very common and every one of us suffers from these at some time or other. These diseases are due to extrinsic factors, that is pathogens. So what are pathogens? Pathogens are the disease causing microorganisms. HIV, tetanus and hepatitis B are some of the examples of infectious diseases. Now let us see what is meant by non-infectious diseases. So these are the diseases that are not transmitted from one person to another. Extrinsic as well as intrinsic factors like deficiencies and hereditary factors can cause these diseases. public health and personal hygiene are ineffective in treating non-infectious diseases. Cancer is an example of non-infectious disease. Thank you and have a nice day.